Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a great day, and I genuinely thank you for taking time out of your day to join me for another video. So today I wanted to create a video to just sort of elaborate upon a response that I made to a comment on my channel. It was left on a video a few weeks back, but it was like my "hey, I'm back, I didn't die, I didn't drop off the face of the earth" video. So I know that that's a little bit of a vague descriptor, but if this is something that you're interested in, feel free to join me and we'll get started. So I have to preface by saying I hope you don't mind these glasses. First of all, aren't these glasses cute? Second of all, there was a really bad reflection on my glasses from the windows that are on the other side of this room, and my OCD maybe was driving me a bit nuts with that, so I had to remove them. So I can't see super well right now, but it's all good because I want to make this video. So the comment that I'm referring to, and it's not going to be verbatim, but essentially what it was is someone saying they want to return to school because they want to pursue an advanced degree. However, they are just really torn about having to leave the unit that they're currently on. The reason why I wanted to make an extended response to this comment was because I feel like maybe what I said initially was suboptimal. And this is a comment that I keep on thinking about and thinking about and thinking about because, hey, I've been there, like I know how that feels, and I wish that I would have had someone to talk to about, you know, everything that was going on at that time for me, and to really just hash out my emotions with. So I want to begin by painting the picture for you guys because that is a really, really hard place to be in, and unless you've been there or can get like some sort of a better picture or image in your mind of how that feels, you might not necessarily understand. So let me start by saying, like, you guys know my history at this point. If you don't, like, history's in the past, like we ain't going there. However, I am going to reference it because it's important for building this picture. So I worked in I guess I'll call it a critical care unit. I worked in a critical care unit as a tech while I was in school. And then my manager made the decision to hire me on as a new grad upon graduation. So I worked in that unit for a combined total of 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. So that's a pretty long time. And while you're in nursing school, I'm sure a lot of you understand and know really well by now that you change a lot because you are put under so much stress. And when you do begin working as a new grad, it's a whole different ballgame. And you become very emotionally attached to not only your unit, but everyone around you because they are essentially investing themselves in precepting you, in rearing you as this brand new baby nurse, and they want you to be successful. So they're providing you with all of this information and training with the hope and the intention that you will be successful. They're teaching you, you know, tricks of the trade that they've acquired over their 20, 30 years in the industry. And that environment is so unique because you feel like everyone wants you to succeed. You don't necessarily know left from right when you're a new grad. You know what you learned in school, but that's not necessarily, not always that black and white in real life practice. So as a new grad, you become just very attached to your unit and especially like your preceptors. So that's sort of the place that I was in. And similarly to the individual who commented on my channel, you all know that I want to go get my master's in nurse anesthesia. So in order to do that, I needed actual like ICU, aggressive ICU experience. So when I first began applying to different ICUs, first of all, I felt like I was betraying like my work family because that's what I referred to them as. Like I loved everyone that I worked with, and I felt like I was betraying them. Like I was going behind their back, like, you know, trying to find somewhere else to work. And it wasn't because I was unhappy. It was because I knew that I needed to. So I felt like I was betraying them, first of all. Second of all, I was so scared, especially when it came to the time where I got an interview and I was like, oh my gosh, this might actually happen. Like, I might actually have to make this move. Because at that point, it just been like, I would like to, I know that I need to. And then it just started unfolding and actually happening. And that kind of sparked, the snowball effect, I guess. Like, I had to actually deal and cope with all of these feelings. So after I was offered the job and accepted the job, I was just really honestly almost depressed. And for whatever reason, I should have been super excited to start this new opportunity. I should have been like bursting at the seams, like so eager to get in there, but I was so terrified. I remember just crying and crying and crying because I felt like, I was being ripped away from my family and I was going into this pool of uncertainty. Like, I didn't know how these nurses were going to be towards me, if they were going to be receptive, if they were going to be kind, if they were going to be nasty, if they were going to be judgmental. I didn't know anything about the environment that I was going into, aside from it being like a super intimidating ICU. So I was really afraid of failure as well, because I had gotten to a level of comfort on my first critical care unit that I was precepting. I knew who to call, when to call them, how to get in touch with them. I knew how to go about getting like different medications. I knew how, like basically the ins and outs of my unit. Like, I had everything down pat. And now I was starting at the bottom of the food chain, first of all, the bottom of the totem pole, second of all, because I knew nothing. New charting, new hospital, huge hospital where I still get lost. New providers, new everything, new management, new everything. So I was just starting over, and that is a terrifying place to be in. If you have not already been in that place, let me tell you, it is terrifying. Now, the reason why I gave you all of that long backstory and kind of gave you, I guess, an inside peek at what I was thinking, feeling, going through during that time period, that period of transition, is because you may eventually at some point in time find yourself in that situation where you need to make a change for either your educational goals or your career goals, and you are going to be completely overcome with similar or the same emotions. And let me tell you, when you are in that place, it becomes very, very tempting to just say no. Like, I just want to stay where I am. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to go to work, know what I'm in for, like, and know that I know how to handle pretty much any situation at work. Don't do it. Don't give in to that comfort zone. Nothing good ever came from comfort zones. You're only ever going to grow by pushing yourself, by making yourself feel uncomfortable for, it's just temporary. It's not going to be forever. You're going to learn about your new unit. You're going to learn the ins and outs, and it might take a while, but you'll get there. But sometimes it's necessary for us to make these really scary leaps in order to grow. And I want to encourage anyone who is in that situation that it's going to be hard. It's going to really probably suck, and you might be kind of depressed like I was for the first couple of months. But when you realize that, oh my gosh, like, this is 110% what I needed, not only to further develop my practice as a nurse, but to develop my critical thinking and to develop my own self, like, just as an individual. Like, we need challenge in order to change. We need to keep on pushing ourselves so that we continue to learn. And when you come to the realization where you're at the point where you're like, oh my gosh, like 6 months ago in my old unit, like, I had no idea, like, I would have never even known that this existed. Or like, for me, an example would be like understanding these advanced hemodynamics. Like, I couldn't tell you what a freaking wedge pressure was 6 months ago. I never even saw a Swan Ganz catheter 6 months ago. So when you are in that spot where you're like, oh my gosh, I have learned so much, and it just dawns on you, trust me, it's worth it. Just stick in there, or hang in there for, those first couple of months, because they are rough, and trust the process. I know that sounds like a little bit cliche, but if you know that it's a change that you need to make, just do it. You're going to be scared. It's It's going to be intimidating. You're going to get through it though, and you are going to come out on the other side as a better nurse and a better individual as a result. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this ramble. Like I said, it was something that just had been sitting on my heart because, like I said, I've been there. I know how it feels, and I want to help you guys through it, especially if you're like me and you didn't necessarily have anyone who got it, who you could talk to about it and like understood what you were going through. So that's my video for this week. I hope you guys are doing awesome, and I will talk to you again very soon.